Hi everybody, getting ready for the weekly water change on my Mbuna tank. And also, while this is taking place, I will be doing an unboxing video, very busy boy today, from Water Zoo Peterborough, who've kindly sent me some new artificial plants. So stand by to see them during the water change. How I undertake a water change, how I make it as easy as I possibly can, considering my health. And again, for those who don't know me, if you hear me huffing and puffing and a bit breathless, it's because I am a little bit unwell. I'm not saying it mildly. Alright, speak soon. Bye now. Getting ready, getting everything ready, turning off my heaters, some of my other lighting moved over so I can get the pump in. Here you can see my pump. I usually position it about 7 or 8 inches off obviously the substrate, so I try not to disturb and pull up too much. Sometimes I obviously move it about. But most of the muck and crud gathers behind the recess there, which I go in with my Seachem gravel vac, which I'll do shortly. And once I've gravel vacked a bit, I start my pump, and it goes, all the dirty water goes out into the pebble tub. Here you can see the Seachem doing its thing. Oh. Up goes the poop. There's one of my corkscrews when I feed the my zucchini, as you know it. Courgettes over here across the pond. Why do we name things totally different? You say tomato, we say tomato. But love this little Seachem. It helps get in all of the little nooks and crannies before I switch the pump on. Continuing with the removal of the water, I keep the FX6 running. Great flow still. The most important thing, people, when doing a water change is always disconnect that heater first. Then any wave makers, anything like that you don't want to keep on. Get all that done before you even considering emptying the tank. As you can see, the python is continuing to fill up my pebble tub. I'm just doing this as a demonstration, so those of you who are considering doing this method, tub is available from Amazon, called Pebble tubs, different sizes. I think this is a 200 litre one. So all I do is fill it right the way up to the level line just here, almost to the lip. Then mark that position on the glass in a bit of permanent marker for the side, so that next time you can just take your water out straight down the sink, and you can then use the tub to make up fresh water, which I will be doing next. Now, as you can see, the water level's dropping. It's also rising in the pebble tub. So this is the time that I get not anxious, but I flip from room to room. This is the moment that all fish keepers dread. John from KG Tropicals mentioned fish aggression. That shuns into insignificance if that tub overflows in Mrs. Cyclic Chib's kitchen. Do you want to see aggression? Do you want to see fish aggression? Just pop down when Cyclic Chib overflows the pebble tub. That's why, another handy tip for all you fish keepers out there, never undertake this task when you have the chance of being interrupted, or when your partners are at home. Always safer to do that. If there is a slight spill, mop it up quickly and say, great water change today. No issues, easy, plain sailing. Bye! There we go. As you can see, I've got about another inch and a half. Yeah, I'm still in inches and halves, not into centimetres. That's another thing about Europe. Will they change back to imperial? I doubt it. But I do prefer pounds, inches, half inch, eighth an inch, quarter inch. Getting ready. This is the crunch time. Dun dun dun! Do you turn the pump off? Do you turn the siphon off? What I have a tendency to do, as it's coming up, go and turn the pump off at the plug. The normal capillary action, now that's a big word for Monday, will carry on sucking the water out until you close the nozzle on the python. Still a hover. Can I go back to the bedroom? Can I go back to the tank? Is it worth the risk? So I take out, as I said, I estimate it to be about 200 litres. I then dose with my Seachem products that you'll see next, once I've made up my water, and start the refill. Now, as indicated, with your pen, just make a mark. Typical, pen don't work. Take two. Hope you can hear me with the amount of water noise from the FX6. But there you see, mark a little line in your aquarium with a bit of permanent marker, so then you know that is 200 litres, so long as your tank, like I always do with mine, is filled right the way up, level with the underside of the rim glass. You can see me now emptying the Pebble tub down into my sink, and it goes away. Now normally this doesn't form part of my every week process. Obviously I'm just demonstrating this for those of you who haven't used the tub method to fill. I find it the safest. Here in UK we do have pretty good water, but obviously every now and again we could have a spike in chlorines, chemicals, so I always use my tub connected to my tap here. I just unscrewed it, which I'll show you next. Connect it up to the other end, which is currently attached to the pump. Use the mixer tap to fill my tub to I know the correct temperature, which comes in at about 26.5, and that's it. Next up. Well, as you can see, what I've got now is a clean, empty Pebble tub with my pump sat in there ready to do some water circulation. My python is now connected to my faucet or tap, and I wait until, as you can see, water's coming through steaming hot, no problems. Turn my water off, isolate it at the valve, most important. Drop it in, pop, open the tap, dog stop barking, hot water back on, and then I know my tap and I know my water pressure. You can hear the pressure going through, it's obviously cooling down now. Obviously still quite hot. Here we go. Let's cool it down a bit now. And that should be it. Next I'll go and get my floating thermometer pop that in, and then as you see a bit later on, I'll add my chemicals directly into my tub. Once the water is sufficient enough level, I put the pump on. That helps dissolve my salts, my safe, my cichlid trace, and my Malawi buffer. Here we are with my Seachem products, safe, buffer and salt. Now, for whenever I'm on holiday, or when my boy comes around, he does, as what's written on there, again in the tub, he knows it's 1 of the small green, 3 teaspoons of buff, and 1 heaped tablespoon of salt that goes in to the 200 litres. Obviously you won't get the full effect here until the waves are back on, but you see I've decided to go with 2 of the variegated grasses and the taller plant in the back. The variegated grass, which again with the reflection looks like there's 2, and the bush that I'm hoping that some of the smaller fry can take shelter in, but predominantly in the aqua decor background. These large crevices that you can see there, the small fry, once the mum spits them out they go in there, and the mum pretty much tries to protect them as much as she can. But I believe in the wild, only the strong survive, just like yours truly. Take care. Didn't do any maintenance on the FX6 because, as you can see, that's just with the fresh water going in. I think you can safely say that the clarity is quite good. Loving the new plants. It's supplied by Water Zoo. Can't wait to get the wave makers on. See them moving. I've already seen some spawning action, but as per normal, you pick the camera up and they get camera shy. But yep, loving the new plants. Water change going well. Too sweet. And it's a Monday. God, I love Mondays. Last but not least, the front glass and side glass, because as we all know, when we done a water change, sometimes, oops, sometimes it's a bit difficult not to get water splashes on the front and side glass panels external. What I use is something that I've used since, I don't know, 1980 I think it was. My mum used to swear by this. Lemon juice, and rather than using fresh, I used the bottled juice that you buy from any supermarket, but just pure lemon juice and distilled water, mix it in and use it in a mister on the glass, buff it up, and the results are as seen. Now that does look pretty damn clean. Thank you for watching this long water change. Got to be edited. Remember, in the word of take 2. Remember, in the words of Cichlid Chib, whatever we do, do it well, do it with passion, and most of all, do it with fun. If ever there comes a time when our hobby is a chore or a burden, then there's only one thing that will happen, is the fish will suffer. Until next time, like, subscribe, pass comment, good or bad, I don't care. It's always great to hear from you. And I believe, looking at my profile, I've just passed the 50 barrier. Soon be 100. Don't forget, pass on my channel. Let's get me to 100 by Christmas. Take care everybody and God bless.